Hey everyone, Jay Whitner here with Space Headlines. We do a quick recap of what's going on in space, and today we're going to be talking about the third week of April 2019. Our first item has to do with the Falcon Heavy and what happened to the core of the Falcon Heavy. So as I'm sure everyone watching our show would know, the Falcon Heavy flew, payload made it to orbit, the side boosters landed in Florida, and the core landed on the drone ship. However, after it landed on the drone ship, due to heavy seas and worsening weather, the crew was unable to go and board the drone ship and secure the core safely to the drone ship. And the automated system that does this without the need for a crew for the Falcon 9 booster doesn't work on the Falcon Heavy core because the fittings are slightly different. They're still working on that. So what happened is it slid around on the ship and fell over. And hopefully they'll be able to modify the octograbber so that it will be able to work with the Falcon Heavy core in the future. The TESS spacecraft has found an Earth-sized planet. This is it's called the TESS, which is Transiting Exoplanets Survey Satellite. And it found this Earth-sized planet. It's roughly 53 light years from us. And the goal for TESS is different than the goal for Kepler. What TESS is trying to do is look at stars more in our neighborhood, nearby stars, and believe it or not, on a relative basis, 53 light years away is a nearby star. The TESS was launched in 2018 on a Falcon 9 rocket, and we hope to get lots of good data from TESS moving forward. We had a launch by an Antares rocket. It carried a Cygnus spacecraft with cargo up to the International Space Station. The payload was about 3.5 tons of cargo, and the composition of the cargo was roughly half science experiments and half consumables and other gear needed to keep ISS operating. The Ariane group has started to build the Ariane 6 rocket. As you might suggest from the nomenclature, this is a successor to Ariane 5. And the construction was delayed because they weren't seeing enough orders from European governments that the Ariane group was comfortable starting to build the thing. And they were able to work this out. And basically, ESA has said they're going to cover any losses if there's not enough launches of the Ariane 6 rocket. So this will be interesting to see the capabilities of Ariane 6 moving forward. And we'll stay tuned for that. NASA arranged for an independent report to be made on the feasibility of having a crewed Mars mission to launch in 2033. This was done by the Science and Technology Policy Institute. And to summarize their somewhat voluminous report, they don't think that 2033 is going to work. And it's not just technical things, it's financial things. However, they do think that 2037 seems plausible for the first human mission to Mars. And also another part of their report had to do with our lunar ambitions. As you may have heard, the US government is looking at a goal which they've actually proclaimed as 2024 for human lunar return, which would be fantastic. But this report indicates it's going to take longer. So instead of 2024, they are seeing 2028 as the likely time frame for this to occur, the human mission back to the moon. SpaceX has been working on the Crew Dragon for quite some time, and they were doing some static fire tests of the Crew Dragon system, and it was the abort engines that they were looking at. And although the abort engines passed several of the tests that they ran, the final test did not go well. So this is not a primary system exactly on the Crew Dragon. This is a system that would only occur if there was a catastrophic problem with the rocket and the capsule needed to be quickly moved away from the rocket. So it's unclear at this time. Data is pretty small about what's going on. If the abort system will work in many conditions, but not in every single desired condition. So we'll have to see moving forward what delay this is going to cause in the Crew Dragon mission carrying the astronauts, which had been planned for later this year. So if it still happens this year, presumably it will be later, or it might happen in early 2020. Elon Musk has commented a little bit about the Falcon Heavy core that I mentioned earlier. It slid around on the deck, and due to the heavy seas, it fell over. However, they think that it's possible they may be able to salvage some of the engines from the core, and also the very expensive titanium grid fins are also something that they might be able to remove and inspect and reuse. So it appears that the Falcon Heavy core, which was certainly damaged, there may be some good salvage out of the core. That's it for our show covering the third week of April. Have a great day, and we'll see you in about a week covering the balance of April. Take care.